Hello, my name's Helen Harris and I work as a relationship expert and love addiction specialist, and I deal with challenges and difficulties that go on in relationships. What I want to discuss in this video is understanding jealousy, surviving jealousy, and a way through jealous feelings and insecurity. And what I want to begin with is that jealousy has everything to do with the perceived loss of the beloved, as if when we are with the beloved, because love doesn't come with any sense of declaration or insurance policy, or love is rather an intangible feeling. We can only experience a sense of security and safety in a relationship by the other, the person that we're with in a relationship, responding to us with a sense of positive emotional attachment, with a sense of attentiveness, a sense of tenderness and warmth. And it's as if this person actually imbues our life with a sense of security. And when we feel this jealousy, I'm going to give you a scenario in a moment, but say for instance you're in a relationship with somebody, or even if you've just met somebody briefly, jealous feelings can be felt as a chronic sense of emptiness and loss, as if we are literally, if we see our partner either talking to somebody else or sharing something with somebody else, it's as if it takes something essential away from us. So we begin to feel as if the other person, we are losing grip of them. And unfortunately, and this is the downside and extremely sad part of jealousy, when people are in a relationship, I mean, you might be watching this now and looking through it through the eyes of you being with somebody that's jealous of you, or you might be watching this now and you might feel those feelings. But one thing is really clear, that when we are in a relationship with somebody that we feel that we feel insecurity and jealousy with, it can make the partner feel confined, trapped, because it closes the gap of desire between two people. In other words, in order to keep love alive, there's something about mutual independence and interrelational dependence. But jealousy actually, it brings the gap extremely tight. So tight, I often hear in my practice, some people might say, I feel as if I can't breathe, I feel trapped, I'm unable to look anywhere or go anywhere because I feel that I'm being watched, or and so there's this sense that jealousy is probably one of the most complex emotions to deal with, because on some level it masquerades as something quite different. So because jealousy is very much in alignment with feeling with that kind of sense of loss and low self-esteem and self-worth, there's that sense that it's shameful, and it can be probably one of the most embarrassing emotions that symptoms that one can ever experience, because it literally is as if that we you know, we have to hide our suspiciousness or hide our insecurities, or if we're searching through somebody's phone, whether, you know, because we fear that they've betrayed us, and which goes on a lot, so I'm not making a judgment about that, but there's this, you know, there's that sense of I shouldn't be doing this. I'm actually moving and intruding into somebody's personal territory. And so the person that's with somebody that feels jealous of them feels very much intruded upon in some way, because it literally does hold the gap. Now, before I go into some of the things that might help you to support you if through jealous feelings, or if you're looking at this in relation to a friend, some of the things that might really help you. But before I go on to that, I want to just describe what one can do, all of the things that one can do that will help you to look at jealousy from another perspective. And because jealousy is so destabilizing, and it can bring immediately us close to what's called the fight and flight. If we watch something or see something that brings us a sense of fear and anxiety because of the potential loss, it can be our first reaction when we watch something that grips us like you know, a hungry lion. That jealousy, it's almost like it's an immediate fight and flight. Now, what I want you to do, and these are some of the things that will help you support you through some of these symptoms of jealousy. I think one of the main things is, I want you to imagine, and this is number one, because I'm just going to talk around this last thought a little bit, because there is no proof of love. It's as if love in a way is intangible. As I said before, it's as if in a sense we don't feel, you know, what is it that makes us feel that sense that somebody's with us and somebody's committed to us, that would obviously give the jealous person a sense of a secure base and a sense of security, which will help them. But of course, we can't keep reassuring somebody, because once again, that closes the gap between two people. And when I speak about the gap, it's only in watching somebody with a distance that we can actually look at our partner, whether short-term, long-term, or whether it's only been weeks, and give them the distance that they deserve. And attraction and chemistry is experienced in that distance from somebody. It becomes more and more attractive. But the more we close the gap, the more confined, the more we interrogate or ask questions to make us feel secure and safe, the more the person begins to move away from us. So the sad thing is, it is a self-fulfilling prophecy, because on one hand, somebody that's feeling insecurity and jealousy almost can't help themselves and will turn around and say, yes, but if he or she gave me more reassurance, or if I felt that they were more committed to me, I wouldn't be like this. And so it's a matter, once again, like in all my videos, of getting this kind of equilibrium right between the pursuer and the pursued, so that you love can rest gently in the palm of your hands. And it's rather like mercury. If you try and hold it tight, if you try and confine it, it'll just trickle through your fingers. And so love is about a resting place, just to let it be and be very quiet in that place. So here's some really useful exercises that I think that will just be the beginning to help you to reach that. Now I want you to imagine, I want you to sit quietly, and under any other circumstances I would never suggest that you do this exercise, but you will see where I'm going to go with it, because I think it's a really powerful exercise to objectify your feelings. I want you to either write down in a notebook or a diary, get a pen, or you can do it on your PC. I want you to write down a scenario where you were without your partner knowing, watchfully looking at your partner, maybe talking to somebody else, doing something, or flirting with somebody else, or whatever it might be, but that you are watching your partner exactly as you would do. Now I want you to do this quite mindfully. In other words, be really aware of what it is that you're looking at and how it's making you feel. And I want you now to look at this person, your beloved, or your short-term or long-term partner, whatever it is. They could be talking to a next-door neighbor, I don't know, but I want you to imagine that you're looking through it through a camera lens, so that you're creating a distance between what you feel and your insecure. And I really mean it. I think jealousy is probably one of the most destabilizing, almost instant emotions that one can experience. It's almost like it goes faster than the speed of thought, because it just happens. You see it and it happens. So yes, so you're looking through the camera lens, and I want you just to look through that lens. I'm looking over there as if I'm looking through the camera lens, but I want you just to look at them as if you are one step removed. And then I want you to imagine that you're not going to go into fight and flight, that there isn't that trigger, because remember, jealousy is triggering a very core part of you for whatever reason. And because this is only a short video, that might feel that you've never been adequately validated, or that there's always been a sense of abandonment or aloneness or isolation or a lack of emotional responsiveness throughout your primary relationships or your relationship now. Because I often think jealousy is also a little bit to do with the other partner, because I think if two people feel completely equal, it doesn't come into a relationship. So my point here is I don't want you just to blame yourself, yeah? We're going back to the camera lens. So rather than go into an instant reaction, I want you to be mindful and restful in that internal place inside, and say to yourself, I am safe. I am safe in myself. And it's as if you're watching a scenario, but you're observing it, not absorbing it. Yeah, you understand that? So it's as if you're not drinking as simulating it, because it's that's causing the fight and flight, the hysteria, the jealous feelings, because there's a threat to you losing the one thing that you believe has given you that security and certainty. But because when relationships go into insecurity and jealousy, it's often because there's a lack of security and certainty. So going back to the camera lens, write down what it is that you're observing before the camera lens, and now write down when you're looking through, when you're doing this exercise, what is it that you're observing now? Are you calmer? Are you feeling that that he or she is just being themselves? I mean, obviously, if they really are flirting, I mean, that's something totally different. Then that's another video. But for the time being, we're taking it at the sense that you feel, or your partner is insecure and jealous within the relationship. After you've done this, once again, observe, don't absorb. Write down a mindful, kind of like a little affirmation of letting that person go with generosity. So once again, these tips are here to help you, to guide you through a meditation that's to do with letting go. I don't own anyone. They're just being themselves. And remember, the more generous we are with our love, the more I don't want to use the word unconditional, but I will, but the more we're unconditional, the more we have that sense of who we are as a separate being to our partner, often the more we get the love and the security and the certainty and the emotional responsiveness that we're looking for, or that we all need as human beings. Now, after you've done that, I want you, so you've objectified it and you've put it out there, I want you to try not to react. Yeah, try not to react, but just to respond with generosity to the picture, the scenario that you're looking at. So with this picture, you then, after you've got that very firmly, you then write out about 10 affirmations that will be about your own sense of self-worth, your own sense of self-generosity and self-respect and integrity. And then what I actually want you to do, once you've done that, is just keep repeating that to yourself, and then write some affirmations out that you're going to send over as you're doing this exercise, that you send over to your partner or the beloved as if you're letting them go, and look at all the things that you admire about them. And it's very important here to say that the things that we admire about a person on every level, the things that we often respect, the things that we're attracted to, are the very things that we see in ourselves. So in a way, it's almost like a person comes into our lives because they remind us somehow of something that might be deep in our unconscious but within ourselves. And I do think that that's why the threat in jealousy is so overpowering, and so it's like a ravenous lion. And yeah, so it's as if that person threatens the very stability of our core self. Now, I'm nearly at the end of this video, and so my last but not least is, and I've done this in a couple of my other videos, but write an unsent letter. Talk and make a list of all the things that you, why you believe that you might be jealous. But remember, and this is so important, a lot of people, in a relationship don't want to spend their time analysing it. So if you're the one that's feeling this way, just keep reaffirming and working on your own self-esteem, your own self-respect and your own integrity, because jealousy has everything to do with the fact that we think that person that our partner might be speaking to has got something that I haven't got. They're more attractive, they're younger, they're this, they're that. They may be more professional, and one might not be this. So jealousy has got a lot to do with comparisons and making a comparison between this person that your partner might be speaking to and yourself. All right? So what I want to do here, and don't ever take for granted the destructiveness of jealousy. It really is, and you know, it's something that can only, I believe, be healed by love and generosity and letting go. That is the only way. We've got to constantly, no matter how much we desire and love someone, we give them the space and the freedom to be who they are. And if they are with us, they come back, they're here. If they're not, it wasn't meant to be. So it's quite a kind of a way of thinking philosophically about this kind of emotional trauma that can go on in jealousy. Now, all the things that you've been hearing me say today, and this is just a little tip of the iceberg, I have created I think it's about 7 hours online, a self-help online love addiction and codependency self-help program, which will take you on a journey of self-development, self-help. There's a 340-page workbook that's included with all the videos and the e-books and case studies on jealousy and insecurity and rejection and love addiction, anxious attachment. And in the actual book, you will hear my own personal journey of love addiction. And the reason I want to just clarify this, that what sits under the umbrella of love addiction is rejection, insecurity, powerlessness, jealousy, anxious attachment. And I take you right through the program through my own personal journey, and all the exercises, 25 exercises of strategies and self-help worksheets. It's a workbook, a 340-page, I think, workbook, which will really help you to be in this personal development process. And it's all about the symptoms of rejection and anxiety and fear, everything that could possibly go wrong in a breakup or heartbreak is in my very long and extended and really self-empowering program. All right? Anyway, if you want to read a little bit more about that, the email address is www.freefromloveaddiction.com. And it's been good to speak with you today, and I want you to know that everything, and I mean everything, that I speak about and have spoken about in all my ebooks and everything I've ever written, it comes not only from my professional training and experience, but my own personal experience. So I do understand, and I'm passionate to share this with you, and I say that from the bottom of my heart. All right? Anyway, I look forward to speaking to you in another video at some point, and thank you for listening. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.